Hey, welcome back to Fixing Things. We are back on my daughter's Jeep Liberty, and it's throwing some codes. Always working on this thing, man. But it's throwing a P0172 and a 175. So that's saying both banks, the left and right, are running rich. So before, when we worked on this thing, we put all brand new injectors. And that was one of the culprits of those codes. But we got brand new, and we put Bosch injectors back on it, all brand new, still nice and clean there. So we know that the culprit is something else. Well, we were having some issues with one of the O2 sensors. So I went ahead and bought all 4 O2 sensors. JC Whitman's. Woo! I didn't even know they were still around. Got them off eBay. So I got all 4 O2 sensors. Supposed to be direct fit, not the type where you cut it in. And that may fix it. I know it's going to fix one of the issues that we was having before. So we're going to put all 4 O2 sensors on it. So from what I understood, the O2 sensors upstream and downstream are the same. Another thing that we are going to do today is we're going to put in a new water sensor, which I got it inside the cab. I just got to get that out before I lift the car up, put it on the lift. So a water temperature sensor could be a culprit too. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it ain't. I'm saying it could be. And sometimes there are intermittent issues on sensors when they go bad. They work a little bit, and then they work none. They work sometimes, and sometimes they don't. So we're going to go ahead and put a new water temperature sensor in here. And but the first thing you should do, if you're reading a rich sensor, is we need to go ahead and check. We've had this top end apart a few times. We could have air leaks, and also running rich means it has too much fuel being dumped into the cylinder. One thing that could cause that is a plugged induction system. So we're going to go ahead and take off the air cleaner. Your AC is pumping good. And we'll check the air filter. Now it's got a little bit of dirt in there, but not too bad. I don't think it's enough to run that code. We'll clean it out with the air squirty thingy, and we'll get that cleaned up and we'll put that back in. Another thing is they say that O2 sensors, those 2 codes, when it's running on both banks, could be the culprit of several other things. So one being the temperature sensor, which is not throwing the correct code, which in return tells the computer to dump more fuel in it to compensate. Another thing could be a dead cylinder, but we're not having a misfire. So that eliminates that. What did we do last on this? We put a new AC clutch on it, and now her AC works great. So another thing could be the map sensor. So if everything we do doesn't fix it today, then I'm going to order a new map sensor and maybe a few more others. It's cheap to add some sensors onto it. You know, it's chasing these codes. What causes the codes? There could be multiple things. Right now the motor's hot. So I gotta be careful. I'm gonna burn myself. So let's get on this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the air filter. We'll put that thing back on, and let's get this thing up in the air, and see if we can't get those O2 sensors swapped out. All right, let me show you where all 4 O2s on this Jeep Liberty. All right, on the passenger side, it's easy to get to right here. The problem is the connector is up there, right? Same thing here. The O2 sensor behind the catalytic converter is easy to get to right here. But the connector is up in there. So that's the problem with the O2 sensors. It isn't getting to the sensors off, it's getting the connectors off. Now on the driver's side, you can see it's right up in here. And the connector is way up in there. It's surrounded by brake lines and everything. So we're gonna try, it's got a heat shield. It's screwed to the starter. So we'll see if the connectors are gonna be the hard thing, and no doubt. Plus, on these connectors, each manufacturer, and then from year to year, for some stupid reason, engineers have to think they got to improve it. And they make these connectors that are practically impossible to take apart. Why? I don't know. They could make them really simple. Push a little button, pull it apart, right? They used to do it for years. Now they make them real complicated. They got little red clips you got to push up and push this left side in and pull the left side out and do this and do that. Let's figure out how to get this off on the Jeep Liberty. All right, this is the driver's side back connector. It's the easiest to get to. It's got a little clip to get the wire, and that way I can have access to it. And it looks like you just push and pull. Yep, that's it. All right. So all you do is push that and pull. Now on the other ones, that's not going to be easy because these things are all hidden. But we'll go ahead and get this one started first. One of the things we don't want to do is try to gull the threads up. We're going to go ahead and squirt some PB Blaster on it. And I'm not going to even let it sit. We're just going to go ahead and go. And I'm going to go in with a number 22 or a 7/8 wrench. And all we want to do is just break the threads loose. So we're going to just hit it with a hammer. And you see it's already trying to round off. I can't tell if it's moving or not. All right, That's not working. I think we're gonna have to apply some heat to it. So what we want to do is apply heat only to the bung, not to the O2 sensor. I really don't like working on exhaust. Shoot. Is it moving? Oh, yeah, we got it. All right, as soon as you get it moving, put some more PV blaster on it. And all you want to do is work it back and forth so you don't gall the threads up, because it make it impossible to get the new one on. We got it. Just keep working it back and forth. You don't want to ruin it, because if one of the other ones is bad, you might have to put one back on. And especially, I know the downstream ones were good ones. I need to get my gloves on so I can touch that thing. It's hot. All right, I got that sucker off of there. And let's take it out here and take a look at it. So if you notice, it's got some soot on it, showing that it's running in rich conditions. We'll get the new one put on and get the rest of them done. All right, here's the new one. It come from J.C. Whitney's. Let me go ahead and take the little clip off. They packaged it really nice. It's got the same clip on it, and it's got a cover on the end. And if it doesn't have thread sealant on it, you notice it's just like a spark plug. If it doesn't have thread sealant on it, then you need to put some stuff on there, anti-seize on it, so it easy to get off the next time. These look like high quality ones, so I don't think we're gonna have a problem with them. All right, so I got the anti-seize on it. I'm gonna try not to burn myself. And rotate this thing. Okay, these things don't need to be extremely tight. They just need to be as tight as about a spark plug. Hook in your connector, put the wire through the thing, because there's you don't want the wire touching the exhaust and or the drive shaft that's right there. So here's the old connector, and let's get the wire and untwist any twists out of it. You want it nice and loose so we don't get no frays later on. There we go. Hook our wire in. Get everything out of the way. Put it through the connector, snap it. Okay, it doesn't like to snap. There we go. That one's done. Now, we'll get to the other ones. Okay, I had to cut the wires on this one. the plug, I had to use a long screwdriver and pry it off of the connector so I can reach it. And then once I can reach it, I could get it off. But this one, I couldn't get the box end wrench to hit it. I hit it with so I cut the wires so I can get the box end on it. The open end wrench I couldn't get on it. It was not giving me enough. Again, don't want to gnaw the threads. There we go. Now this one is white. This is the upstream one. White means running lean, not rich. So you can see the difference. According to this, they are different O2 sensors. All right, let's get the next one on. Put the new O2 sensor in. Remember, just as tight as a spark plug. That's it. That's it. Get our connector hooked up. And somehow it's got to hook back up to the little, there's a little thing hanging out the side of the motor. I'm not even sure if I can reach my hand up there, but it's way up there. Now I'll see if I have to do it. Gonna have to do it by feel because you can't see it when your hand's up in the way. Believe it or not, the one I thought was gonna be the hardest actually wasn't that bad. That was the driver's side upstream. I'm gonna do the driver's side downstream, and it looks like I can just reach the connector. When I was looking at it from below, I was looking through this hole here, and maybe I can get it off. Problem is, it don't want to go. It don't want to go. Come on, come off of there. You're coming off of there. Every time I get in that mood, I cut myself or something. Push it. I got it off. I slid this next to the connector and pushed it in real hard, and it just popped right out. All right, now back to the big wrench and PB Blaster. This one is in a hard place. I can see it easy enough. Getting the wrench on it easy enough, maybe something else. Let's see if I can get it through here. Just a little heat. Man, I've been banging on that thing for a while. Heat is the trick. All right, so this is the downstream passenger side. And it's looking pretty clean. So let's go ahead and get the new one in. Okay, I got this is the other upstream one, and this compared to the other side. And you can see this one is running lean. This side is running rich. And I don't know why both sides would be doing that. Let's get the new O2 sensor on the driver's side upstream. It was actually pretty easy to come off. Little WD-4, PB blaster on it, and one smack with the hammer on the wrench, and it loosened up. You got to make sure all your threads got some anti-seize on it. There we go. Now get the plug hook back up, and the O2 sensors will be finished. All right, I got all the O2 sensors on and hooked back in. The last O2 sensor, the clip to get the thing on, it was impossible to get it back on there. I got the thing, so I just put a zip tie around it against one of the transmission lines, and that'll keep it from hanging on to the little drive shaft and the exhaust with that. Because if it hangs on the exhaust or drive shaft, it won't be working no more. So the next thing we got is the temperature sensor. And you may be thinking, well, why are you putting a temperature sensor on it if it wasn't overheating or doing anything like that? The reason being is when the water temperatures sensors go bad, which they rarely do, if it's showing the motor is not coming up to temp, it will compensate by throwing more fuel in the mix. So we'll just sit there and we'll take that clip off and put a deep socket on it, pull it out, put the new one in before all the water comes out. And then we'll top off the reservoir and start it and check it. All right, so I think I can just put this down in between here and just pull up on the connector. That don't work. All right, I'm gonna attempt to get the thing off of there with a pair of pliers, because I can't get my fingers down there. And we'll just squeeze on it like so. Wiggle it. There we go. I've tried a couple things. Tried a screwdriver on it already. I couldn't get that to do it. Tried pulling on the wires. I couldn't get that. So the long pliers like this got it. Now we're just going to put a socket on it, take it out, put the new one on without getting all the water flying out of it. And here comes the water. Oh gosh, now it's stuck in there. Come on. This was stuck in there. Couldn't get it out. Ugh. I think I got it all in there. All right. Okay, now we just need to top off the water, and we'll start this thing and back it out and test the codes. All right, let's get this Jeep. Let's see if it even starts. Oh, we got 4 brand new O2 sensors on it. Got my code reader here. We'll see if we can't back this thing out. We got a water temperature sensor on it. Are you ready? So far, so good. Caught a wheel. All right, so now we need to hook let's put it back in park. Hook the O2 hook the ODB2, Obi-Wan Kenobi sensor on it, reader. All right, the PCM abnormal 2, PCM abnormal 2, and we need to clear the codes and run the test again. Clear codes. Are you sure? Yes. Engine cannot be running. All right. Now let's try to clear the codes. On position. Yep. There we go. Now let's go back and run the test again. Okay, now we're showing no codes. We're going to drive it around a little bit and test it. Then we're going to clean some of the mess up. This has got some dirty stuff here going on. All right, let's drive this thing around. She's not acting right. Hesitates when you get on the throttle. possibly could be the mass airflow sensor. Put your seatbelt on. It's running smooth though. All right, I'm back at the garage and the check engine light come on. So let's rerun the thing and see what it says. All right, so we got a P0152, P0172, fuel system rich, 1 and 2 rich, an O2 sensor high, bank 2, circuit high. Oh, so it's this side on the upper one. Great, that's the hard one to replace. And that's the one that was saying before. So we still have a rich mix on bank 1 and bank 2. We replaced the O2 sensors, we replaced the temperature sensor. Let's make sure our temperature sensor is working. And it looks like it is. That's it's telling you codes right there. But we got a code meter reader on it. All right, so I'm gonna have to wrap my brain around this here for a second, and we'll check it out. Man, I thought we was gonna have it, but no. All right, so we didn't fix it. Just gonna park it over here in the corral with the rest of the steeds. So it wasn't the O2 sensors. And I'm still getting that one reading on the 102 sensor. The O2 sensor, bank 2, number 1 high. We put new injectors on it, new O2 sensors, new water temperature. So it has to be in the induction. We checked the air filter. We know it's not that. So the only other thing it could be is the mass airflow sensor and or something else right along those lines, or a massive vacuum leak or something on the other side of the O2 sensor. I mean, on the other side of the mass airflow sensor. I doubt that. It's always run these codes ever since we had it, and it was showing a light, check engine light on, and we made them do an emission test on it before we bought it, and all they did was clear the codes. My wife bought it and brought it home. So there's going to be a part 2 of this video. the P0172, 175 code, both banks. And I'm sure we can get that other code out of it too. There's only a few more things it can be. Tomorrow I got to do a video on the V8 Pinto, and I'm going to go ahead and do some more research and order probably a mass airflow sensor or one of those other things that's up in that intake thingy. All right, God bless each and every one of you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We ain't got it fixed yet, but it will be fixed. It can't be the O2. I mean, it can't be the injectors. I put factory injectors back in it. And here's the old ones. I still got them. It wasn't that long ago. So I'll see you on part 2 of the P0172, 175. Great time of day. This one is bugging me. I wish they never bought that thing. God bless you. I'll see you on the next Fixing Things with Pastor Bill.